If you're thinking of visiting Ottawa Rockcliffe Airport, you might be a little bit daunted by looking at the VTA map and thinking, oh my goodness, there are a lot of airspace, complicated airspace around here. Also, because there is a lot of traffic around Rockcliffe itself, we have some suggested procedures to make it all safer for everybody else. I'm going to be talking about the different airspaces around Rockcliffe very quickly first, just to point them out, and then we're going to talk about paths or ways you might use to come into Rockcliffe. So just grab a pen here, and so Rockcliffe, Ottawa Rockcliffe is right here. Gatineau Airport is right here. Ottawa Airport, Ottawa McDonald Cartier Airport, and Carp Airport is here. So fairly complex drawing in here. The meaning of this hashed area is that this is a high traffic area between traffic going into Gatineau, traffic coming into Ottawa, and that includes a fair amount of traffic from the flight schools that are in Ottawa Airport. And you can see the suggested dashed line here, or diamond lines, and then Rockcliffe itself. So if you're coming from let's start coming from the east. So if you're coming from the east, probably the best bet is to be talking to Ottawa Terminal along the way, and they will be directing you essentially direct to Rockcliffe via the south, like this. And if you come in overhead the airport, you can join either a right-hand circuit for runway 27 or left-hand circuit for runway 09, depending on which one is active. The frequency for Rockcliffe is 123.5, and you can call dispatch, or sorry, you can call Unicom to find out which are the active runways. But often just listening to the traffic in the area, you'll find out, because somebody will be announcing what runway they're using. So in this airspace here, if you are below 1,500 feet, you're in uncontrolled airspace. Above 1,500 feet, you would be in a terminal airspace, so 127.7. So this is who you should be talking to. If for some reason you don't have a transponder, can't get into Class C airspace, then an option would be to go through Gatineau airspace here. Again, it is mandatory frequency. This whole area is Gatineau's mandatory frequency area, so you would need to talk to them on frequency 122.3. So you can come in as long as you're below 2,500 in this zone here, and then talking to Gatineau, you can come in. Again, you could either, and suggested from our perspective, is come in south of the airport and cross over to join mid-downwind for either active runway. So that's coming from the east. Coming from the southeast, same thing. Again, suggested to talk to, you better be talking to terminal, because really flying at 1,500 feet or below in this area is maybe, for a single engine aircraft, may not be so comfortable. You can, of course, also, if you have a transponder and you're happy with that, talk to terminal, then tower, etc. If you're above 3,000 feet, terminal will probably keep you with them until you're close to Rockcliffe and then allow you to descend. Coming from the west, you can either go through the practice area, sounds right here, and then go through this zone in here. And again, you see I'm pointing to go to the east side of the Gatineau River, because we do prefer any traffic coming towards Rockcliffe to be on the east side of the Gatineau River. Or you can come through here, just being careful of this airspace here, which is terminal airspace, starting at 1,500 feet. The rest of it is Class E or Class G, so again, you can come in through here. Two good landmarks are the Chelsea Dam here and the Camp Fortune Tower, which is right here. Those are well known landmarks. The other one would be Constance Lake and Constance Bay, which you can't see in here. You'll be hearing people refer to Breckenridge and Luskville, right here, I guess. No, where's Luskville? Right here, Luskville, as being landmarks as well. So coming from the west, that's a good bet. Coming from the north, again, good bet to leave, to go through the practice area and descend. Again, now in this area here, you need to be below 3,000 feet if you don't want to talk to terminal, but if you are talking to terminal, that's fine. They'll let you down and out of their airspace in time to get into Rockcliffe. Leaving Rockcliffe now, of course, the same airspace applies. You'll notice something that you may not see elsewhere, but because of this complicated airspace, people will tend to depart from the downwind if they're going in the opposite direction to the runway they're using. So for instance, if we're taking off from runway 27, you might hear people and going towards the east, you'd hear people going and taking the downwind and then departing to the east. Again, contacting Gatineau at that point. One of the things to point out here, and I'll use a pencil to draw it just so it's more obvious, is once you take off, we'd like you to do a 20-degree turn, and then once you're over the water, parallel the shoreline, same thing in the other direction in here. And the reason for that is just purely noise abatement for the people living to the east or to the west of Rockcliffe. Fairly busy, and our runway center line does have population in it. Be careful of this controls restricted area, which is the Prime Minister's or Governor General residence. So departing again, if you're departing from Rockcliffe using runway 27, if you want to talk to terminal, if you're going to be going at high level, then suggest that you aim for the casino. You'll see a big hotel, blue and gray-ish, pretty well in a heading of 280 from Rockcliffe, and suggest that you aim for that and then talk to terminal before you get to this line in here, because then you need to talk to them above 1,500 feet. If you're going to be leaving towards the north and don't want to stay out of, or do want to stay out of controlled airspace, again, our suggestion or request would be that you stay to the west of the Gatineau River on your way north, just because the traffic coming in will be on the other side. Just keep it a little bit safer. Going towards the east, again, departing, you may depart straight out if it's runway 09, and I say straight out, remember the 20-degree turnout, or from the downwind. Not a bad idea to contact Gatineau on the ground before taking off, because it's a bit of a tight space here. You may not have time to talk to them before you enter their space. So at least if they know what you're doing, they won't be too concerned about you, assuming you have a transponder code or that they know. Let's see. So once you're out of Gatineau airspace, then you're below 2,500. You don't need to talk to anybody. If you want to climb and join, then as soon as you're talking to Gatineau, just tell them that you'd like to climb to your cruise altitude, and they will switch you over to Ottawa Terminal. If you want to go towards the south, your best bet may be to, in fact, go to somewhere like Constance Lake over here, and then depart to the south. This avoids the high traffic area of the Ottawa Tower airspace. You can go in directly there, but do make sure, or you can go and then contact terminal or tower in this area and go directly south. But you might encounter some delays, and depending on what runway they're using, you might have to be limited as to what altitude you can do. So I hope this helps. So inbound and outbound for Rockcliffe. Remember, airspace around Gatineau, around Ottawa, and the practice area in here, in this high traffic area. Just keep your eyes open and your ears open, very, very much so. Thank you for watching, and hope you'll enjoy your trip in and out of Rockcliffe. Thank you.